Imagine this. Sarah and her brother Michael, both living in the East Bay, just moved their mom into a beautiful assisted living community in Walnut Creek. Mom needed help with meals, medications, and daily activities. The family felt relieved until the billing office handed them the contract. When Sarah asked about Medicare, the director said, Medicare doesn't cover assisted living rent, meals, or daily care. Sarah froze. Wait, what do you mean? Mom paid into Medicare her whole life. Isn't this covered? The answer was no. That misunderstanding ended up costing the family $7,000 a month out of pocket. And sadly, this isn't unusual. This is the number one Medicare myth I see families fall for, and it's costing them thousands. Hi, I'm Dale Corpus, a Senior Transition Specialist and real estate expert based in the San Francisco Bay Area. This is another episode of Sandwich Generation Solutions powered by the Simplify Senior Transitions podcast, where I give you real stories, expert insights, and practical strategies to help families like yours navigate aging with more clarity and less stress. Today, we're busting the biggest misconception about senior care, that Medicare will pay for assisted living. Let's start with why this myth is so widespread. For decades, families have been told, don't worry, Medicare will cover you in retirement. And yes, Medicare does cover a lot. Doctor visits, hospital stays, prescriptions, rehab, even hospice. But Medicare is a health insurance program, not long-term care insurance. That's the critical distinction. So when it comes to things like rent in an assisted living community, meals, help with daily activities like bathing, dressing, or medication reminders, Medicare doesn't cover it. Yet every single month, I talk to families in Contra Costa, Alameda, and Santa Clara counties who are shocked when they discover this too late, usually when a parent is already moving into assisted living. To be clear, Medicare does cover some things that feel similar to assisted living. That's where the confusion comes in. Here's what it does cover. 1. Hospital stays after you're admitted. 2. Short-term skilled nursing up to 100 days after a hospital stay if you meet criteria. 3. Home health services, things like physical therapy, occupational therapy, or nursing visits at home, but only if medically necessary. 4. Hospice care, fully covered if you have a terminal diagnosis. So yes, Medicare supports seniors in health crises, but it doesn't step in for ongoing daily support, the kind most families actually need when aging parents can no longer live alone. Here's the painful truth. Assisted living rent, not covered. Meal plans in communities, not covered. Help with daily activities, not covered. Long-term custodial care, not covered. And that's where families get blindsided. They assume that since Medicare covers hospital care and short-term rehab, it will also cover mom or dad's assisted living apartment, but it won't. Let me tell you another fictional story, but very realistic story. In San Jose, Peter thought Medicare would pay for his dad's assisted living. When he found out it didn't, he had to dip into his retirement account to cover the $80,000 annual cost. His stress skyrocketed. His marriage was strained, and he kept saying, if only we'd known sooner. This isn't just about money, it's about peace of mind. Families who believe this myth delay planning, they avoid hard conversations, and then when a crisis happens, they have no safety net. So if Medicare doesn't cover assisted living, what are your options? 1. Medi-Cal, California's Medicaid program. Through programs like the Assisted Living Waiver and now CalAIM, Medi-Cal can help cover assisted living for low-income seniors. But it's not automatic. You have to apply, and there may be wait lists. 2. Long-term care insurance. If your parents bought a policy, this may help pay for assisted living or in-home care. 3. Private pay through assets. This is where real estate often comes in, selling the family home to fund care. 4. Hybrid strategies, combining Medicare for health services with Medi-Cal or private pay for room and board. The key is to plan early. Waiting until you're signing move-in papers at an assisted living community is too late. In the Bay Area, costs are even higher. Assisted living in Contra Costa or Alameda County often starts at $5,000 to $6,000 per month. Memory care can be $8,000 to $10,000. Even modest board and care homes in Santa Clara County can run $6,000 to $8,000 a month. This means a single year can easily cost families $80,000 to $120,000. Believing the Medicare myth puts Bay Area families at huge financial risk. I know this is awkward. No one wants to sit down with their mom or dad and say, by the way, Medicare won't cover your care. But framing matters. Instead of saying, we need to know how much money you have, say, we want to make sure you get the care you deserve without surprises. It's about respect, dignity, and planning, not about control. Let's recap the key points. 1. Medicare covers healthcare, not assisted living, rent, or daily support. 2. Believing otherwise families tens of thousands. 3. Families must explore Medi-Cal, long-term care insurance, and real estate options. 4. Planning early means more choices and less stress. This has been another episode of Sandwich Generation Solutions powered by the Simplify Senior Transitions podcast. If your loved one is considering senior living and you need to figure out what to do with their home, let's talk. Schedule a free consultation and learn more about my services at www.simplifyseniortransitions.com. Have a quick question, DM me on Instagram at SoulByDale. And don't forget, you can also listen to the Simplify Senior Transitions podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all major platforms. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.